Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Gloria, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. I'm going to listen to your diagnostic pretest for vowel and consonant sounds. Okay, let me go ahead and click on the practice test that you completed. Actually, let me go to the pronunciation section of my course. Here we go. And you did the pretest. Okay, here we go. Now let's get this going.
Pot, boat, wrong, road, honor, over, father, though, pat, pot, map, mob, tag, talk, and on, mag, mock, right, round, ball, lie, loud, loud, pie, pound, get, gate, get, late, let, made, met, lead, led, dame, den, meet, meet, Pete, beat, leap, lip, seat, sit, hit, hit, look, look, luck, took, tool, tough, could, cool, match, mash, cheap, sheep, feature, fisher, shaft, shaft, cheer, shear, off, all, have, have, fine, vine, fan, van, wafer, river, how, habit, who, rehash, behavior, hate, Batman, bitten, important, brightening, hat track, threatened, major, measure, fragile, razor, legend, lesion, engine, usher, large, Asia, cake, keg, sink, sub, king, game, cup, gap, lake, lug, lean, rear, better, luggage, rugged, udder, right, light, committed, pace, base, flap, flab, cap, cab, lap, lab, pay, bay, lies, lies, zip, zip, sue, zoo, maze, maze, Elisa, Elisa, multiple word, example, pressure, principle, number, people, philosopher, volcanism, reading, maximum, question, summer, reason, chasm, open, deep, deep, card, card, tie, tight, tide, train, drain, fad, fad, dream, dream, tie, die, breathe, breath, teeth, teeth, through, though, worth, worthy. And
All right, Gloria, how are you doing there? And I'm in the middle of listening to your diagnostic pretest right now. In fact, I listened to part A. And based on the pretest, I do have some suggestions. So let's take a look. So I think lesson number 9, you need a little bit of practice there with the oi, broil, loyal, that particular sound. Also lesson 10, you're having trouble with that long vowel, gate, get, late, let. Also lesson number 11, number 14, particularly with the V, when it's at the beginning of the word, the V consonant sound. Also lesson number 16, number 19, particularly with the P and the B, more or less you understand how to pronounce those sounds, but when the P's at the end of the word, this is a voiceless consonant, means that the vowel is going to be shorter. When you put the B at the end of the word, a voiceless consonant makes the vowel which precedes it longer, so then you'll say flap, flab, cap, cab, lap, lab. So you have to be careful about pronouncing that P and that B depending on where it occurs in the sentence. Also lesson number 20, lesson number 23, and also 24. Those are the specific lessons that I think you need to practice right now. Okay, now you're going to tell me a little bit about yourself. Am I right?
Part B, it has 3 questions. So what is your educational background and your work history?
Okay.
Well, I have majored in graphic design and I have been working in...
I wouldn't say I have majored in. Maybe when I was majoring in this, I did something else. So I think you're having some language use issues there.
Several advertisement agencies, and nowadays I'm working as an arts teacher. And what is important for you to improve your speaking pronunciation abilities of American English?
And take that word not abilities. This is one of the vowel sounds you're having trouble with. Abilities, not abilities, abilities. So think of these 2 words. Meet, met.
Second question, sorry. Not only because of the TOEFL, but overall I want to do it better every day. Learning a language is not only one day or 2 days practicing, is applying it every day.
Yeah, that's right, and probably for several months. So you have the picture. So you definitely can improve your speaking and also your pronunciation. It's just a matter of practicing on a day-to-day basis.
And what do I hope to achieve with this course? Well, finally getting the 26 in the speaking section of the TOEFL.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you for completing the pre-test, Gloria. Now what I want to do is I'm going to give you an intelligibility score so you can kind of see what your pronunciation is here. And I'll put this link in the discussion thread for you. Okay, my intelligibility diagnostic scale, it goes from 1.1, which is high beginner, and then 7.0 is a near native speaker of English. So I'm going to put you intermediate, high intermediate at about 3.8 out of 7. So right now you have some language use issues, I think. You have a little bit of what's called vocabulary, maybe in some grammar limitations. So keep speaking the language. I recommend to help you with your speaking. Watch TV, watch movies each week, even read the newspaper when you can get time. And that's also very helpful for your language use. All right, so anyway, thank you for completing this particular pretest. I'm happy to have you as one of my students in our program. And remember that beginning tomorrow, start posting independent and integrated speaking practice tests. That's going to be very important because it helps me get more information about your speaking. And I recommend, I tell all my students this, keep a speaking journal so you can start writing down some of the comments I'm giving you. For example, even today, it looks like you're having some problems with the present perfect tense versus using the simple past or the past progressive tenses. And you already know there are specific lessons now that you can work on in my online TOEFL course to help you improve your intelligibility. Once you've gone through all those recommended lessons, and by the way, I recommend that you go through all of the lessons in my pronunciation section of my course at least one time, and then focus more on the lessons I just outlined in this discussion thread. All right, so thank you. Yeah, hi there. And these comments are for Bima. I'll just call you Bima for short. And I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And I'm going to listen to your independent speaking practice test number 132. So let's see. Your friend has recently graduated from college and is looking for a job. What advice would you give him or her? Use reasons and examples to support your response.
My advice for a new friend who has graduated from college recently and looking for a job is to look for opportunities and the vacancies available in the market. I believe updating yourself.
I wouldn't say updating yourself. I believe if he updates himself or herself, so be careful about using that you point of view or shifting into that you point of view.
It's very important when you are looking for a job.
When my friend is looking for a job, not when you're looking for a job.
For example, when there are lots of jobs in the website, so you can apply there and then get the job. Or in addition, what we can do is apply for the volunteer.
Now we're going what we can do. You need to be consistent with your pronouns. Remember, the question here is your friend. So focus everything around the third person singular. He or she or my friend. Use pronouns that reflect that point of view. So you don't really need the we point of view. You don't really need the you point of view.
Radio training, that is very important. For example, radiology, that is training, and the infection control training in dentistry is important. So developing good resume is very crucial.
I like that vocabulary word crucial, by the way, is to mean important. So that's showing you have some range with your vocabulary, all right? So let's talk about your score here. Now, I think overall you have a fairly clear pronunciation. I didn't notice any major problems there. Language use, your biggest issue is your pronoun shift. You're kind of shifting around from the we to the you, and then maybe to your friend's point of view. So I would encourage you to try to be more consistent in that point of view so that it frames around the purpose of the speaking prompt, which is to talk about your friend. That means he or she or your friend. Topic development, I think you need a better organization here, especially beginning with your thesis or your topic statement in the beginning. So go to speaking lesson number 2, and that'll give you some good tips on how to organize your speaking a little bit better than what you're doing right now. Now, in addition to that, to help give you a little bit more coherent organization, I encourage you to review my speaking lesson number 7. All right, so what is your score right now? I don't think you're going to be in the 3 range. I'm going to put you in the high 2. The TOEFL actual will give you a 1, 2, 3, or 4, but I like to kind of give my students a little bit more feedback than that, since you guys are completing speaking practice tests every day. But this practice test, I'm going to put it around 2.6 out of 4 or 20 points out of 30. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Emily. and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT, and you completed independent speaking practice test number 41. So let me go ahead and take a look at what this practice test is here for a minute. I mean, I wrote them all, but I just want to remind myself what this one is, and I can more accurately score your speaking test. Okay, here it is. You have received a $10 million check from a recently deceased relative. You must donate 50% of the money either to a hospital or to a school in your hometown. Which organization would you donate the money to, and why? Use specific reasons and examples to support your response.
If I inherited a lot of money from one of my deceased ancestors, I would definitely donate half of it to a school.
I like that. Inherit. You're actually using that correctly. A lot of students have trouble with that word.
Because education is really important in terms of its contribution to the economic growth and literacy level of the country.
Okay, now let's see if that's what you do. So you got economic growth, and you have the literacy level of the country. So this is kind of complicated because how do you really illustrate this in 45 seconds, right? But let's see what you do.
Through education, we can catch up with the latest innovations in the world. And also education is the golden key to unlock the golden door of freedom. Some countries such as...
No, you're not doing what you need to do here. If you bring up 2 points in the beginning, then you take time during your response to elaborate those things, but you're kind of moving from one point to the next without giving any details for any of those ideas.
Africa, they're still struggling from not spending enough budget on education. So it's really important to dwell on education.
Yeah, I don't think that you're going to get a great score on this one. So you want to donate money to education, right? So keep it simple. You're getting into more of a philosophical discussion, right? How about this? What if you said, well, I'm going to donate half of this money to education. So that's the one that you like, right? So let's go back to the question here for just a minute. So, okay, you want to donate it to a school in your hometown. Now, you talked about things generally, but what if you said this? Okay, if I had to donate 50% of $10 million to either a hospital or a school, I would choose a school because they can use it to build some new classrooms and also pay the teachers a little bit more money. That's it. Then say, first of all, I would definitely donate the money to the school in my hometown because they need more classrooms for the students. Currently, there's 40 students in each classroom. If we can build at least 10 new classrooms, that'll make the classrooms a lot less crowded. It'll be easier for the students to learn. You say, second of all, I would also donate the money to the school so that they can pay their teachers a little bit more money. Then you give 1 or 2 examples to support that, and then you're done, right? So keep it more specific so it focuses around your hometown, and try to keep it less philosophical and more what we call concrete. So I think what you did was just too difficult. You went in a lot of directions without giving details there. So I think you'll have some problems here with your topic development. This is the biggest issue that might be holding you down right now. If you look at the rubrics here, the development of your ideas or your response is limited. You're explaining mostly basic ideas without specific details there. But still, you have pretty good control of your vocabulary and your grammar, and you also speak pretty clearly. I didn't have a lot of trouble understanding you, so that's good, right? So I'm going to put you right now at about 3.0 out of 4, or 23 points out of 30. I know you probably want to get higher than 26. So my basic message here is get more organized by limiting what you say in the beginning, and then be very specific in supporting those 2 ideas in the remainder of your response. And that would definitely help you improve your score. All right, Shimbesh, I'm going to listen to your practice test. Okay, let's go take a look at it right now. So here we go. Okay, so you're redoing, it looks like, independent speaking practice test number 103, right? So let's take a look at what this particular practice test is. So suppose a magical genie grants you one wish. What one thing would you wish for? Explain that one wish, or explain why that one wish would be important in your life. All right?
One wish I would love to have is a gift of $1 million. With that huge amount of money, I can spend them on my children's education. I also can do a lot of investments to increase my savings.
All right, so you got a 2-point topic statement in the beginning. So investing and then helping your children, right? So let's see how you support those points.
First of all, with that tremendous amount of money, I can save them later for my kids' medical or engineering school. For example,
you're the kids' medical or what?
Of money, I can save them later for my kids' medical or engineering school.
You want to say engineering school. You're not very clearly pronouncing that word.
For example, I can save thousands and thousands of dollars from such money to spend them later on the best universities in town, whether it's a medical or engineering school, so I will not take the risk of it.
So engineering, so I think that's a word stress issue. You're just not putting the stress on the right part of the word. Remember that word stress, you got to make the stress syllable louder, longer, clearer, and also higher pitch.
Turn my kids into the dilemma of financial loans or anything like that. Second of all, with that extravagant amount of money, I can develop my
good vocabulary word, extravagant. I love it.
Own companies to buy a lot of investments and having my own enterprise and to be.
The only problem is you didn't balance your time that well. You're discussing 2 points. By the time you get to your second supporting point, you're almost out of time, right? You're at about 40 seconds when you move to the second idea. That's going to not give you enough time to really develop the...
than ever before.
Right, so you kind of ran out of time on the last point, right? But you did a very good job, I think, explaining your first idea. So maybe your strategy here is just focus on how you can use the money to help your children. That's probably the best thing you can do there, right? So overall, with delivery, you had some minor word stress issues, especially with the word engineering. So that was a little bit hard for you. But overall, I can understand what you're saying pretty much. Language use was good. You had pretty good control over your vocabulary and your grammar. Topic development, the problem here is you didn't manage your time very well. So you spent too much time on your first supporting point. So you didn't have enough time on that second supporting point. But still, I think it's a pretty good response. I'm going to put you right now at about 3.0 to 3.1, 23 to 24 points out of 30 on this particular speaking task. All right, now let me read your comments. You said something kind of funny here. It says, trying to hold myself and have more focus to avoid falling off the cliff, like in the last response. Also working on intonation and speech intelligibility. So I think you're making progress on your tone, so I think you're doing a good job with that. Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Joy. And how are you doing today? I'm actually going to listen to your independent speaking practice test. All right, so let's take a look at this one. So if I remember correctly, you're answering one of my practice tests here. Let me see which one it is. It says, choose an event that has meaning for you. Explain how it has changed you. All right, so you say...
Hi, Michael. An event that has meaning for me was my graduation ceremony. That is my college graduation ceremony. Being the first graduate in my state, it was a very big event.
Okay.
The governor of my state gave me a scholarship to further my education because I was the
You want to say to further my education, so that was kind of a word stress issue.
best graduating student in my school. So that gesture was a life-changing.
That what now? Let's go back.
I was the best graduating student in my school. So that gesture was a life-changing moment for
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying in about 33 to 35 seconds.
If not for the scholarship, I wouldn't be able to come to United States to further my education. So the event was a big one and a life-changing one.
Nice. You actually answered the question, so that's not bad, I think. So let's take a look at the rubrics here. Delivery, you're having some problems with word stress, so I would recommend in the pronunciation part of my course, check out, let me take a look at it right now. Give me just a second here. So let's go back. I want you can probably benefit by studying word stress. That's pronunciation lessons 29 through 31. Also, you have a lot of awkward pauses, some hesitations in your speech. You're speaking a little bit too slowly. To help you with that, take a look at my Speak Clearly lesson number 41, 42, 43, and 44. That's in the pronunciation section of my course, or step 2 of my online TOEFL course. All right, so from a topic development standpoint, you focused around a specific event. I like that. You could probably be a little more organized in your ideas, right? So go to speaking lesson number 7. That'll give you some tips, 4 specific things you can do to make your speaking a little bit more coherent than it is right now. Your score here, I'm going to put you right now at about 2.5 out of 4, 19 points out of 30 on this particular practice test.